All right. Well, good morning, everybody out there. Greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Lions Talk Live Monday. You know what? We're almost at 70 days, whatever it is, 76 days until the NFL season kicks off. You get real games, all that stuff. We know in the next 4 weeks or so, you're going to enter training camp. You're going to have a lot of speculation about, is this guy going to make the team? That guy going to make the team? See rising, he's falling, well, everything in between. But we did get hit with some stuff overnight or this morning, depending on when you read it, I guess. New defensive line coach Darrell Williams thinks that McKai Wingo might just be the man. You can find several outlets that took some interview times with Williams and put together tons of stories on it. I get it's a slower time of the year, so a lot of people are looking for information. But if you do a deep dive on this information, everything given out, you've got different titles such as he's really advanced, Lions coach impressed with McKai Wingo. You've got other ones that say he's the man. Just tons of stuff. Everybody listened to the same interview and came up with their own conclusions. But I'll say this. We went into the NFL draft, and when he was selected, I think most of the Duke crew, anybody watching this video, became real quickly aware of just how explosive McKai Wingo can be. People are comparing him to John Randall, Aaron Donald, a lot of different stuff. Now, I do also get he was one of the Lions' last draft picks. In fact, he might have even been the last one. But whatever it is, it seems like the Lions and Brad Holmes did their due diligence on this guy. The scouting department was all over him. There were a lot of reports that some teams were considering taking him earlier, like the 4th round, 5th round, etc. Didn't happen, and you know what? It could be just another windfall for this organization. Could it be that McKai Wingo, Broderick Martin really will be the backups for DJ Reader and Lee McNeil? I think that's an outstanding possibility. And what do both Broderick Martin and McKai Wingo have in common? A ton of athleticism. You're hearing reports about these guys, and we'll get it in a little bit deeper, but I want to bring it to your attention. That's going to be the main focus of today's show. But as you guys know, a couple things before we get rolling with the show as far as the meat of the show. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're about 40 subs away from hitting 6,800. And if you would do one other favor, hit that thumbs up button. Takes just a moment of time for you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, but it does a ton of good for the show and the channel. Helps other people find the show, maybe if they haven't already. Last but not least, if you're looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the state of Michigan, give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. You reach out to me, call me, text me, whatever works best for you. Let's have a conversation about how I can use over 30 years of experience in the real estate game to either save you some money on the sale or purchase of property, make the process a whole lot easier, and you know what? Try to make sure that you get the most you can out of your opportunity. All right, as you guys know, also, now that we got that out of the way, before we get into the main topic of the show, we're going to go with our 5 headlines now. 5 news stories that are affecting the Detroit Lions going into today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this now. And yes, it is getting harder and harder to find some stories. All right, let's kick it off. Detroit Lions, Penei Sewell was in a class all of his own in 2023. So a couple different outlets did a deep dive into Penei's stats from last year. His film study, and what they came up with is that, in their opinion, and you can go ahead and find this story online. You can go ahead and look. Let's see. Sporting News has this. They're the one that I referred to when I pulled out the story. They felt he was the best offensive lineman in the entire NFL, especially given his age, his metrics, the fact that he can play both tackles and not drop a beat. Pro Football Focus had his run blocking as the best in the NFL. His pass blocking, not far off, but he was not the best in the NFL, but gave him the overall highest grade in the entire league at almost a straight 93 across the board. The Oregon product did something no other offensive tackle in the NFL could do, and that's make it at such a high level at either tackle spot, because he did get some reps at both. Penei Sewell was the only one to give us less than 20 pressures while also having over 500 pass blocking snaps. So let that sink in how elite he was last year. The 33rd team also did a deep dive on him. You can find all this cooperated in the same story. So again, at your own leisure, if you want, go ahead and check that out with the Sporting News. All right, next topic. Detroit Lions plan to be, quote, more aggressive about keeping Brian Branch on the field in 2024. So last year, I think most of us know, could have been a multitude of injury reasons why Branch's snap count was a little limited at times. Could be some of his injuries. Could be that, being a rookie, they were just not trying to overload his plate. But that doesn't sound like it's going to be the leading indicator this year. They're going to have him on the field as much as possible. And there were some thoughts in the process of this story that they were going to have him play some other spots as well. They didn't go into deep dive stuff. I don't think they're trying to tip their hand what they're going to do with Brian Branch, but they're going to move him around a lot. And I think there's strong possibility he could just have a massive season for this team. All right, next one. Detroit Lions defensive tackle Levi Onwuzurike has redemption on his mind after, quote, really good spring. So we've been talking about Broderick Martin. We've been talking now about McKai Wingo, who might play defensive tackle and defensive end, by the way. But there's also the stuff about Levi Onwuzurike. Hey, we've talked about it. We beat it to death that this guy's, got the back injury, everything. So don't need to really go into that. But he's also far enough along with that recovery where maybe this is the opportunity for him to really shine this upcoming season. We know that he was a statistical leader in many different areas for the Detroit Lions as a defensive tackle last year, but he was a defensive leader because of the lack of snaps that he overall got. His play was great. He just didn't have much of it. This year, if that back really holds up, you know what? You're now talking about a third option for this Detroit Lions defense to have a defensive tackle and guys that can move inside and out. So we know Terrell Williams has gone on record saying he prefers bigger guys on the outside and the inside, just believes that creates more problems for the offensive line. So what do all three of these gentlemen have? They've got size, they got strength, and they've got athleticism. We'll see what shakes out. And then Sporting News, Pro Football Focus also voted Lee McNeil as perhaps the best Lions player to be a first-time Pro Bowler in 2024. You know what? Hey, I think you're seeing a trend here with the defensive line being talked about so much by multiple different outlets for the Detroit Lions and as far as their upcoming future season. I think there's a real good chance that, you're going to see a lot of these guys have awesome seasons. All right, last of the five will be this. Super Bowl bust for the Detroit Lions, ? Dan Campbell just thinking title with a harder path. We all know at the end of last year when the NFC title game happened, a lot of emotions. Lions knew they had a real opportunity to get into the Super Bowl. Came up just a little bit short. It happens. And you can point the finger at this person, that call, this call, just whatever you want to point it at. But at the end of the day, the Lions had an opportunity, and we know when Dan Campbell went to the locker room afterwards, he said, this may never happen again. Chances like this don't come around very often. I think he was being very honest, but I also think the coach and his staff, along with the team, are using that as rocket fuel to help push the Lions back into the NFC North title this year, maybe a number one seed and another shot at the Super Bowl. So we will see. All right, those are your five headlines now. Now, without further ado, let's get into the main topic of the show. All right, I got to keep finding things to add on to the show, so I'd like those things. So maybe I'll get a little bit more for you guys. All right, so we got the main story now. So as we've said earlier, he's really advanced. McKai Wingo impresses coaches, and you're getting this from multiple different outlets. Again, I get everybody's looking for stuff to talk about this time of year, but as we've done breakdowns on McKai Wingo over time, you talk about his hand structure, his lower center of gravity, the fact that he can get up and under offensive linemen to gain that leverage, and you talk about how fast his hands are. I mean, the dude's a kung fu fighter out there. Offensive lineman goes to get hands on him to lock him up. He's able to shed him pretty quickly because he already knows how to use his hands to break would-be block attempts, etc. You have Terrell Williams go on to talk about that. He's a quote. Here's a quote. He's an explosive guy that has extremely quick hands. He can rush the passer, and I believe he'll be a good run defender for us. I'm excited. Where we got him and what we've been able to get out of him so far, I'm super excited about that player. I don't want to really make comparisons, because we start thinking that this player should be that player. One thing that I'll say is that he's an explosive player and understands what his limits are, and also understands what he can be, take advantage of. So that's from Terrell Williams. And I'll say this: the Lions, like we've been talking about all these different defensive linemen, but we've also been talking about how they're all fairly similar. They're guys with a lot of burst, a lot of athleticism. I also know that, with Broderick Martin last year, one of the things we all talked about on the channel was that he just had a lot of raw ability. He didn't have a lot of technique. McKai Wingo is not that. He's quite the opposite. He's got some technique already built into him. So could it be Terrell Williams is right that he's going to unleash him on him? He's going to have him, wreak havoc on the inside, the outside. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts on him, because I think he's been one of the most talked about Lions since the draft, McKai Wingo, as far as the rookie class. That this guy could be an absolute steal. He's got the it factor. What do you want to say? Arnold. Hey, we all get he's going to get some notice because he's a first rounder. Same with Rakestraw, second rounder, a lot of potential. But when you're the last guy drafted for a team and you just happen to be, at least appears so far, to be one of the most talented and polished players, it brings a lot of questions why he fell that far. Maybe somebody overlooked him. Maybe it's his lack of size. We know we've talked a lot about, his arm length isn't the greatest, but we also could say there's some guys in the NFL that have played for Gold Jackets that have fallen in the same metric. So let's see what the new crew has to say about McKai Wingo. But if you're going by what Terrell Williams is saying, this guy is the real McCoy. All right, JDC going to kick us off. Good morning, all. Good morning to you too, sir. Hopefully having a great one. Michael D, greetings, salutations, coach and Duke crew! Exclamation points. Super Bowl or bust, one pride. Woo, woo. And good morning to you too. 1,000%, Michael. 1,000. Robert, good morning, all. Good back at you. Let's see, Bo, good morning, Duke crew. Take wing young men, all right? I see Super Bowl, all right? And woo to you too, and good morning. Frank the Tank, good morning to you all. How you doing today, Coach? Your hammy okay? Woo! Go Lions. So the hammies, I'll be honest, for only being a day removed from it, it's a lot better than I anticipated. The shoulder, hey, I'm getting most of my range of motion back, so I'm guessing another day or so that'll be fine. It's my left heel, from all the running and stepping on the concrete or whatever. I probably didn't wear the most ideal shoes for doing something like that either. There's like in front of the foot and the heel, right in the middle, the arch. Yeah, I must have bruised that thing pretty good because that thing still stinks. But the rest of it's healing up pretty good. So maybe a couple days, maybe a few more Mountain Dews, I should be okay. And thanks for asking there. Robert, this is definitely the off season. I have watched almost all of our games from last year. Can't wait for the season to start. Yeah, and it is kind of the dead time of summer. Basketball's over. As far as the NBA, you do have the WNBA. Hockey's over, or just about over, I should say. There's just not a whole lot going on. If you're a Detroit fan, the Red Wings are okay. They're not, excuse me, not Red Wings, Tigers. They're okay. They're not great. So there's kind of a lull. There's not a whole lot of sports activity going on. So yeah, I get what you're saying, man. See, Frank Tank from the east side. This coaching staff, offense, defense, special teams is going to unleash everybody. The season is going to be epic. Go Lions. And that's why I think everybody's expecting. The expectations for the Detroit Lions this upcoming year are through the roof. I don't think you've seen a Detroit sports team have this much chatter, anticipation, excitement going in. I mean, maybe the bad boys of the, I guess, it would have been the late 80s, real early 90s, would have had this a level of anticipation. But let's also be fair. As much as everybody loved those teams, it wasn't as galvanizing a force as NFL football is. NFL football is just, it's all alone in a class by itself, and I would say, in no disrespect to other teams, whether it be the Red Wings in their heyday or the Pistons or whatever, or the Tigers when they've had some years here and there where they've, challenged for going to the World Series, etc. The Lions are different. Now, could it be because haven't been particularly great for 60 plus years? That could be a factor, but I just think NFL football is on a plateau all by itself. All right, Robert, where is Jason? My guess is this time of year, based on what he's told us over the last year or so, he's just out working. I know there's a lot of the regulars that during the summertime, springtime, etc. They're just they're working with their hands. They're doing stuff outside. They're not around as much. So if they're I want to say he's in construction. Don't hold me to that. But I know a lot of construction crews try to get out there as early as possible to beat the heat, get as much done during the day as they can. All right, Anthony, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, Anthony. Thanks for all you do for the channel. Eddie, good morning, Duke Crew. Exclamation point. Wingo sounds like more as if he was having to be a late round gem. Let's hope so. Go Lions. I mean, you talk about the scouting department and the front office. They do seem to target real specific things, especially for the middle and later round guys. It seems like they're just trying to go for the athletes that they feel like have the right personality traits that they can coach up. Maybe there's aspects of the game they're missing from a technical standpoint that they feel like they can teach that part. They can't teach the other stuff. McKai Wingo, though, he does seem like he's a little bit of a question mark when it comes to all that, because it sounds like he does have technique. He does have the personality traits. He does have the raw athletic skills. The only thing that I can think of is why he slipped and fell during the draft is just his lack of arm size or length, and then his overall size and mass. So, but besides that, man, he sounds more and more in what you could see on video with him with the Detroit Lions or when he was in college. Yeah, he could be a real gem. And they extremely busy. Oh my lord! Or yes, yeah, you would know. Yeah, you would know about that because this time of year, a lot of guys, a lot of people, in different industries, they're pressed for time. All right, Mike the Ring Gunny, howdy, Dan Lionsville. Praying for your healing and recovery, Coach. Take a sick day. Woo! As long as I don't have to walk too much today, maybe I can let that heel and the hamstring rest. Yeah, I should be okay. But it's definitely gotten better in one day already. So hopefully the trend is my friend with that. All right, Amy, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Exclamation points. Wishing everyone a great week. Have a dew, have a coffee, have a tea. Can't wait until we have our new season kickoff. You know what? Every day that passes, it's one day closer to that kickoff happening. So good morning to you too, Amy. All right, Robert, Coach, how you healing up? Slowly but surely, man. Slowly but surely. So, I'm not trying to be the headline news, but yeah, I'm probably not doing any sprints like that anytime soon. Yeah, I'm gonna let those legs rest up a wee bit. All right, Frank, take East Side. I have a feeling this team's going to struggle a little bit coming out, but the Detroit Lions fans need to hang on to the team and be playing awesome into the year in November. Yeah, Frank, I'll say the opposite. I think we're going to come out of the blocks, all guns firing, whatever you want to say. Now, it doesn't mean we won't play better over time, but I just think because of our aggressive style of defense, while we're still figuring some things out, I think that's going to help us out quite a bit. The offense, I'm anticipating, probably like most years since we don't play the guys in the preseason, they'll probably see some first game struggles for sure. That seems to be more and more the norm in the NFL. I also think that's why the NFL is cognizant of that and now pushes divisional games out the first month of the season. It seems like overall that's the case for everybody. So Lions obviously aren't going to have a divisional game for, what is it, like 6-7 weeks, something like that. It's going to be a while. The Minnesota Vikings, I want to say, are the first one. And we don't play that until after the Dallas Cowboys game. And I can't speak to every team in the league, but that seems to be the growing norm. And I believe the NFL is doing that because they understand very few teams use the preseason anymore for their ones. It's all 2s, 3s, 4s, and valuations. All right, Anthony, Coach getting too old to face plants. Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm just glad that when I fell, when the hamstring popped and I went down on that concrete, man, glad I could get my hands underneath me, roll onto the shoulder. Shoulder was pretty stiff yesterday, but it's noticeably better today. So, probably shouldn't be doing that too much anymore. And thankfully, I did not go face first into it. All right, Robert, he almost likely bounced. Yes, I did. I probably bounced a foot or two in the air, man. I hit that thing pretty hard. Yeah. I don't think it damaged the concrete, though, so we're good there. All right, Frank, think we need to relax on our players. Don't judge these players. First 5 games, let's judge them at the end of the season. Go Lions. Yeah, especially with younger guys. Give them the full season because they're going to have moments they look great, other moments they drop off, other moments they come back up. Put it this way. Look at Gibbs last year. There were a lot of people, and I don't care if you're watching Woodward Sports or ESPN or dudes on YouTube or whatever. There were a lot of people that were like, man, that we should have had Jalen Carter. Gibbs is nothing, man. We got Montgomery. Why did we get this guy? I don't think that's the case so much anymore. I think most fans now, once you have the totality of last season, look back and go, yeah, getting a Laporta and Gibbs instead of Carter, that was probably the right move. Campbell had a lot of detractors, but by the end of the year, while he might not have been all pro or anything, a lot of people were probably like, yeah, this guy's panning out. He's getting better and better and better. So, Frank, I think you're pretty spot on with that. Clark, what happened to Coach? I took a tumble trying to think I was like 19 and still an athlete. So playing capture the flag. I captured the flag, took off running, and then I thought I had like another block or two to run. I thought I could make it, and then all of a sudden, oof, my right hammy popped. Frank, think 100%. JDC Magic 8 Ball says, with age comes, quote, old man grunts and groans, 100%. And a crash and burn once in a while. Quick recovery, Coach. I'm working on it, man. I am working on it. Frank, think time to get that Mountain Dew and Snickers candy bar. Woo! Go Lions. Well, good morning to you, Frank, and enjoy it. France, good evening, everyone. Time for a drink, kick back, relax, and get ready to end the day with the Dew Crew. Well, yeah, it's funny how it changes from one person to another based on where you're at, but hopefully you had a great day, and hopefully you enjoyed the show. Frank, Tank, love it. JDC, go Lions, 100%. Jesse, good morning, all. Back at you. Robert, he was sprinting, pulled a hammy, and face planted. Yes, I did. Epically so. Jen wasn't there, but when we went to the guy's birthday party afterwards, everybody was saying, man, I can't believe not one person had a cell phone out and got it, but everybody was playing, the game, so it didn't happen. It would have been epic to see. Let me tell you, I can remember it happening, and it wasn't so fun. Bo, how are we on the Dew Crew tailgate party? Question mark. The date of the game everyone wants to go to. I know I've suggested maybe like the Tampa Bay game, the second game of the year, just because the weather should be pretty good, I would think. If you guys want to do it, let me know. I just the sooner obviously everybody makes a choice, great. The only other thing I will say is I am looking into broadcasting games this year. So I know a couple of you have talked to me about that and kind of put it off for a while, but I'm probably going to do it. So if you guys want to do the Tampa Bay game, let me know. All right, just like Kate, good morning, all. I haven't heard that talked about in a moment at Bo Booth. Bo Booth. Last I heard, Coach mentioned it, he was aiming for the Tampa game. Yes, I was. That was at least my idea. If you guys have ideas on a game, though, throw it out there, though, man. By all means, throw them out there. Amy, Dan, it took me quite a while before my hamstring healed. Yep, I pulled it climbing into the back of a trailer. Hope you are healing well, my friend. It seems to be. I mean, I can tell you the night it happened, waking up during the middle of the night to go up and get like something to drink, man, it was a struggle to get up. Like my one good arm, I'd used it, really pulled myself up and stuff. Last night, though, and even this morning, getting out of bed and stuff, I would say, it's not 100%, but I was able to get up pretty easy. So just probably another couple days, and then maybe, walking backwards for a week or two to strengthen it and stuff like that. So, but thank you for that, Amy. Mike the Marine Gunning, I see our defense vastly improved with Coach Williams helping AG with game prep and in-game adjustments. Woo! I think with every passing game and every passing season, the good thing for our coaching staff is they're all getting more experience and we're getting more reps, more understanding of different circumstances. AG and maybe Williams will help out, like you're suggesting, Gunny, quite a bit. I'm really thinking this defense could be something special this year. Real nice. So let's hope so. Let's see, Bo, Tampa Bay game. What say you all? Let me know. All right, JDC, Board Lions fans, question mark. Check out this old movie, Paper Lion. Oh, there you go. That's a throwback there. Robert, that is an old one. It is 100%. Ryan and Tatum O'Neal. Yeah, you're going back there a couple days. Laughing. All right. Didn't George make a few movies like that? Could be. Yep. George Pimpleton. Yes, Bo. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. JDC. Bo Booth didn't know. I just saw that one. Okay. Mike the Marine. Great movie, JDC. Paper Lion. Agreed on that. See, Moonscar Blade. Good morning, Dew Crew. Just getting caught up on the weekend episodes. There you go. Well, welcome back, my friend. Hopefully you have an outstanding birthday weekend. See, Brent, green sanitation, everyone. Lombardi or bust? Oh, yeah. And good morning to you, too, Brent. Bo, what's a good song for Wingo? Ooh, That's a good question. I don't know. You guys throw it out there. I haven't had to do yet this morning, so maybe I'm not fully processing some good thoughts there. Let's see, Miles Margaret, good morning, all. If I read correctly, Wingo is an interior lineman. He is, question mark. Any speciality or just fast, big dog? I mean, he's athletic for sure. Him and Broderick Martin have that. They have that down. They are probably among our most athletic defensive linemen. It doesn't mean they're the best ones. It just means they're most athletic. Especially, I'm going to say Martin, just because I've seen more and more of him than Wingo. Wingo, though, is versatile. He can play edge. He can play inside. And that's probably what the biggest thing for the Detroit Lions and the coaching staff is versatility. We all get it. They like guys that can be Swiss Army knives, play all over the place, and he does fit that bill 100%. Lions fan number one, good morning, gang. It's feeling to me more and more that we might have a lot of sound, good talent on this defense. I'm thinking a few guys are going to shine. And I think you're right. I mean, I know we've been talking about it a lot because it's the offseason, but you look at just how this defense is built to play. Fast, in your face, hits on the quarterback, disrupting timing routes, trying to get a quarterback to be a little off with a pass so the secondary playing man-to-man can, jump a pass, pick it off, etc. I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities, Lions fan, for this defense to make some explosive plays. Here's my thought. I think most NFL defensive coordinators are saying, man, the days of just playing drop zone, rushing for, getting after the quarterback, unless you just have a really elite defensive front four, it's just tough to do with the rules more and more and more favoring the offense. You can't hit guys here or there. You can't do this, can't do that. You can't, drop tackle. You get it. You're fighting a diminishing problem when it comes to what you want to do on defense versus what the rules allow you to do. So I think what Aaron Glenn eventually said last year, and some of it was just out of, hey, here's the talent I have, here's the talent I don't have, and I'm not going to have anytime soon. I think he's doing potentially a game changer here and just saying, hey, we're going to go back old school football, blitz the house, everybody man to man. You're going to score some touchdowns on us, but we're also going to, we're going to smear your quarterback a ton, get hits on him, and we're going to get some turnovers because once, twice, maybe three times a game, that pass is going to be off target enough, which is just mathematics. I mean, you're going to hit somebody that often. There's going to be a pass that's a little tipped, a little off, timing, and we're going to be able to pick it off. So if they have a lot of success with this, the Lions, I think you'll see more and more teams start mirroring it quite a bit. Bo, I hope a lot of guys shine. Yeah, I hope they do too. Robert, oh yeah, there you go. And I still got to get the Macho Man. I'm on it. Quentin, greetings, salutations, all. Williams going to do wonders with this defense. We will bring it. And that seems to be a universal thought. Good morning to you too, by the way. Let's see, JDC, with all the rain we had, I built a small ark. There's the moisture we didn't get this past winter. Yeah, and a lot of places I know in our state and other states got hit pretty hard in the last week or so. So, hey, that free car wash you always been asking for, you got it yesterday. Robert, with a sound D, we should do fine. Yeah, I agree with that. I think this defense is going to be more than acceptable this year. I think the Detroit Lions overall are going to have one of the best records in the league. Who knows? Maybe they'll even have the number one record in the league. All right, Hookadoo, good morning, Dan, and the good people of the Do Crew. Go Lions, back at you. Hopefully having a great one. Steve Rogers, good morning, everyone. The dog days of summer, sports summer is here. Yes, they are indeed, and good morning, Cap. Let's see, JDC, go Lions, exclamation point. It's going to be a rip-roaring season. Yes, it will. I'm starting to wonder more and more, can the Lions win 13 games in the regular season? I mean, let's be honest. 12 was impressive. You start getting 13, 14, I mean, that's just crazy good. So that will be another show we'll have to debate, but I think there could be some evidence, and the Lions could be that good. Robert, we must beat Dallas and Seattle for sure. Yes, and throw the 49ers in there too. Miles, let's see, Miles, JDC, I know, right? We were very soggy here finally. No rain since yesterday evening after 5 straight days. Man, you guys, some people are only happy when it rains, and it sounds like you guys, if you were one of them, you were pretty happy. Robert, sweep the Bears. Yes, sweep the Bears, sweep the Pack, sweep the Vikings. That would be good. Hookadoo, good morning, Anthony. Good morning to you. Moonscar, I've always said you're not old when it hurts to get up, but coach, you are old when it hurts, grunting and groaning on the way down. Yes. I don't know if I was grunting on the way down. I was just like, man, just brace for impact and try to save as much of myself as I could. Robert, my market, don't forget to go section 4 lake. Yes, there we go. Rocky, good morning. All this is a prove it league, so we'll wait for Wingo to prove he has goods. Yes, and at the end of the day, coaches can say whatever they want. Reporters can say whatever they want. You got to do it on the field, though, because if you don't, man, that's the ultimate judge right there. The field does not shine away from, good, bad, or indifferent. You either perform on it or you do not. See, JDC, Buddy Love, and the Cheddars, there you go. Mike the Marine Gunny, JDC, if you haven't seen the movie Secondhand Lion with Michael Caine and Robert Duvall, it's great. Speaking of thumbs up, Lions Talk Live, do it for Dan. Yes, they hit the thumbs up button, and well played there, Gunny. You did a good job with that. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you guys are watching the show and have just a free second of time. My own marker, JDC, rain, especially Hazel, because the 175 exit here is closed all summer. Have to go miles out of the way on gravel roads to get to a road that is open to the west. Those roads are muddy. I bet they are, man, especially after all that rain. Bo, thumbs up. Yep. My marker, correction. The overpass is closed, gone. Exits are still open. Fair enough. Rocky, the Wingo name sounds like a good Western movie. It does. Yeah, it does. All right, Robert, we have been in a small drought here in Central Florida. It looks to be more rainy soon. Yeah, man, I know some parts of Florida, I mean, we all get it. Some parts have just been blown away with all the rain. People having to get boats to come get them out of cars and stuff. So hopefully, Robert, for you, the part you're in gets a little bit of rain to help get rid of the drought. See, Pat, woo! Are you going to give your 53-man roster prediction today? Oh, yeah. Not today, man. I know I got to do that. So I'll try to do that this week. One episode or the other, I'll give that this week. Sorry about that, Pat. Dr. Fu, hey, Coach, what happened to J.J. Ross? That I don't know offhand. I would have to look in that. So I'll look into that, Doc, and see what I can get back to you. I'd say Motown Mitch, greeting salutations, Coach Duke rules, Lions rule, Bears drool. 1,000%, and good morning. Miles Margaret, Robert Yankee, hope you don't go from drought to too much water since it's Florida. Talk about water down there. Yes, some parts, yeah, like I was saying, they've been hit hard. Same with some parts of Texas, too, I want to say. Gary, good morning, Duke Crew, back at you. Moonscar, Bobuth, I feel with a name like Wingo, he needs a theme song from Honorago Bongo. There you go. Courtney Green, salutations, Duke Crew! Exclamation point. When I watched his number 18 on LSU defense, first thought beforehand I heard any comparison, John Randall. Oh, yeah. And, hey, he is one of the guys he's been getting compared to. Henry Thomas is another one I've thrown out there. I know you're pushing some years to go back there. But anyway, the guy looks like he could be a player, an impact player, especially in the right situation. So we'll wait and see. Bo, two good Moonscar, which one? All right. Matthew, greetings, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. And good morning to you, too. Never gets old. All right, Moonscar. Maybe Valiant Love, Dead Man's Party, Nothing to Fear, all of the above, maybe. All of the above. Bo, Dead Man's Party. There you go. Moonscar laughing. Miles Mario, Sewell equals Superman. He really does, man. And I know when we first drafted him, there were a lot of fans that said, hey, man, we should have went after this guy or that guy, not an offensive lineman. I think most people are going to say, yeah, it ended up being the right move for the team, the franchise, because, yeah, he's that impactful. All right, Miles Margaret, Courtney Nicholson. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Don, Levi, Broderick, Wingo, Pascal. If these guys can contribute, man, oh, man, the depth would be insane. And that's where, it probably doesn't get talked enough about it there, Don, is that the Detroit Lions and their defense, a lot of these guys are hitting year 2 or 3 or whatever. They should be in the position where they can start really making strong impacts. And some of them, let's also be fair, it's do or die time. You got to do it now or you're probably getting replaced by a draft pick next year. So let's hope positive for all of them. Levi, though, I've already talked about him in the show. I think he's got a ton of upside. Broderick Martin, you guys already know my thoughts there. Wingo and Pascal. I mean, Pascal in the playoffs last year played very well. Maybe even the last couple of games of the regular season, he seemed like he really kind of hit another level. Wingo, we'll wait and see. JDC Moonscar Blay, who basket without a fight. All right. Bo Rolling Thunder from the D line. All right. Well, that's not a bad one. Miles Marker really rocking it with the 5 headlines. Fun segment to start it off, Coach. Hey, thanks, man. I enjoy it. It's just this time of year, it is getting harder to find 5 headlines. Let me tell you, might have to become 2 or 3 headlines pretty quick here. Budget cuts. All right, JDC, Bo Booth, nice, 100%. Let's see, Moonscar. I see you, JDC. Coach called it Kung Fu fighting. Yes, everybody is Kung Fu fighting. David, I'm starting working in Kuwait until this Thursday, then I'm out of here. All right. I'm still working in Kuwait, that is. Well, hey, David, hopefully having a good one. And then, get ready to come on back. Hopefully you're ready for a little bit of a comeback. All right, say, Bo, seal the deal, 100%. Ed, let Dan cook. I'll work on that. And thank you, Ed. Good morning. Let's see, JDC, Bo Booth, storm front for the offense. They could be storming on many, many fronts this upcoming season. Bo, JDC, good theme for the Lions. Ed, so about 1 month until training camp. It can't get here soon enough. Yeah, and it's down to, about a month. Rookies are probably under a month now because they'll get here a few days ahead of the vets. So we'll just say roughly a month. Let's see, JDC, David, safe travels home. Yes, 100%. Ed, what I see, question mark, us finally, hopefully having a good defense. It's been a while, ain't it been, since we've been able to say that, but they did play much better as the season went on last year. We all get it, though. That secondary was not great. Trumps, good morning, all. Woo! And good morning to you, too, my friend. Good to see you in the chat. It's been a minute, it feels like. Ed, I want to be able to be confident in the defense to go and stop, go get a stop. Haven't been confident in our defense in years. Yeah, you probably got to go back about 10 years to around the 2013, 14, and 15 season. Those defenses were pretty sound, but it's been a while since then. By NFL standards, it's been a while. All right, Mike the Marine Gunny. Wingo, 6 foot, 291, has a quick step, good with the run. I can see him using his, getting used situationally, 100%. Especially on passing downs. Man, you could have a pretty big front that could get after it. And man, we still haven't even talked about guys like Davenport, James Houston, or some of the other edge guys. I do think they'll be using Jack Campbell on the outside blitzing at times. All right, Moonscar Coach, probably a mild case of plantar fasciitis. Might be sticking with you for quite a while, though. Could get a cold bottle of dew and roll it on your foot. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, it's like right on the bottom, right between the heel and the front part. So I'm noticing if I'm wearing cushiony shoes or slippers or anything like that, it helps out a lot. But when I go barefoot, it's not as fun. All right, Bo Booth. Back in my regular running days, I would ice my feet daily. Might consider a nightly ice bath for your feet, Coach. I will give that a go. Thank you for that, Bo. Let's see, Miles Marker. This is the first summer not gone and working in decades. It's great. Well, hey, enjoy your free time, I guess. Ed, Dan, what do you feel like is the toughest part about coaching? Boy, you could open up a can of worms with that, man. I would say if anybody's going to get into coaching, the toughest part is everybody's going to second guess you. And that's the longer I've been around, like this will be year 35 for me coaching. And I see a lot of kids like that I coached, or maybe even, older than that got into coaching, tried it and burned out super quick just because they couldn't handle that aspect. I can tell you when I first started off, it was tough, probably like most people when you get into it, because everybody is in your face in the crowd. Your ownership, if you're coaching for a pro team, or whatever it may be, whatever metrics, it's tough because everybody's like, well, what if you would have done this? What if you done that? Dude, you ain't got time to go through all that. You can't run polls when you're coaching. You can't have, like, hey, let's phone a friend or whatever. You got to make choices in real time. And some are going to be great. Some ain't going to be great. And everybody in the stands or whatever that wants to judge you on TV or in the media or whatever acts like, they could have done it better. And it's honestly just not the case. I've been pretty fortunate, and that's what like when I give speeches or whatever, or go to like basketball camps and talk to coaches, whatever. I point out to people, man, I've been damn lucky in my 30 plus years of this. I've won like 90% of my games. Let me tell you, and then this is the first thing I tell them: if you expect that gets me any kind of immunity, you're dead wrong, man. You'll just constantly have people that will say, man, somebody else could have done it better, somebody else could do this or that. And it's just how it is. So if you're going to get into coaching, you got to have thick skin, and you can't really care what somebody else says. You have to make the best choice for those that 53 people on the roster, or if it's different sport, baseball, whatever, the guys on the or people on the field or whatever. Basketball, same thing. Is you make the best choices you can, and some of them are going to work, some of them aren't going to work, and somebody's going to be telling you that they would have done it better. So get immune to it, or probably don't go into coaching. Let's see. So hopefully that wasn't too long-winded for you, Ed. Moonscar. Hi, Eduardo. Hope things are going good, better for you, brother. Yes, 100%. 100%. Let's see. Gary, good morning. All grip for life! Exclamation points. Wingo will be a versatile guy. That's what the Lions want. It helps to break our curse of players always getting injured. Next man up. Yeah, we should have, and I know we've already talked about it in this show, but we should have, I'm thinking, some pretty dang good depth on the defensive line and the team overall. And imperative, we have a fast start. Can't start slow and get the number one seed that way. No, I agree. My expectations for the team really are to go, I don't know if I want to say we'll go 7-0 to start, but something similar to that. Maybe 6-1, 5-2 would be pushing it for me if you really want to push for the number one seed. I think you got to come out all guns blazing. You got to get the first several games at least. Try to get in that bye. If you could be undefeated going into the bye, I think that would be a fairly decent start. So let me switch to banners. I just realized I haven't done that yet in the show. So I get you guys probably getting tired of looking at the same thing and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So there we go. All right, fixed. Ed, thank you, Moonscar, 100%. Silver Surfer, good morning. Coach and everyone, back at you, sir. Miles High, Silver Surfer. Kurt Steele, what up, Doe Crew? What up to you, Kurt? Hopefully a great one. Courtney, company softball game, pulled hammy running to first tryout with White Sox was in the rearview mirror. 100%. Yes, 100%. True story. I remember my now late sister Jackie. She was really into softball growing up. And I want to say it was maybe right around high school age or something like that. They had like parents versus, players softball game. And the first bat of the game, my sister's the leadoff batter. She knocks one deep into right field. And, of course, it's my mom there. And you guys are probably already guessing what's happened. My mom's got glasses. She's not used to playing softball. The ball comes right to her, hits her in the face, breaks her nose. First play of the game. I remember sitting on the stands watching that happening. So it happens. And I have a trading buddy of mine who was it last week, Monday. He, kind of the same thing. They had parents versus players, and his kids, I want to say like 12 or 13, soccer. And he's like, yeah, first 5 minutes out there, he tore his Achilles tendon. So, oof, it happens. And yes, sometimes we all forget that we need to stretch out and maybe use muscles and the way we're meaning to use them, or ligaments, versus just, hey, after a few years of not using them, all of a sudden we expect to go back to what we were doing when we were younger. So hopefully you were okay with that hamstring recovery there, Courtney. All right, see, Silver Surfer, people act like 285 pounds is a lightweight. That 285 pounds is packed on 6 feet, combined with the quickness and explosiveness. And if you have 3 down player, if necessary. Casey, Donald speak. Yes, 100%. And I think you're spot on with that, Surfer. JDC, Coach, as you were crashing and burning, did you yell out, woo? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, because when I felt that thing pop, I mean, I was in full dead sprint. I mean, I feel like I was hauling some pretty good butt. And then I could feel it going. I was like, man, and right when it popped, all I could do is like get those hands out in front so you don't slam your head into the concrete. And that's exactly how it went down. Let's see, Silver Server. Hello, Mile Margaret. There you go. Mile Margaret, Bo Booth. Oh, will the tailgate be at the lot at Ford Field? You know that there's some neighbors of mine. They have tailgates all the time. They go to every home game. I was just thinking probably get a lot next to them. That way they can come on over. They're good people, and they've always taken care of me when I've gone with them. So try to help on out. Broski, with divisional games stacked at the end of the season, your worst fear has come true. You aren't catching the Bears and their rookie quarterback in the beginning of the season. I know you're scared. I'm not so much. As much as I love Caleb Williams and all he did for USC, I think there could be actually the opposite effect. I mean, he should improve throughout the year, but I also think the worry I have for Caleb Williams is the amount of cumulative hits he takes over that first year before we get to him. So wait and see, though. Wait and see. But both things we need to iron out 100% there. Mile Marker smiling. I've never tailgated in Michigan. Well, hopefully this will be a good experience for you. Dominic, good morning from Texas. Back at you. Hopefully having a great morning. Magic, JDC Magic 8 Ball says there is a reason why old parts move slower. I think you found out, Coach. Yes. I'm just thankful that today, like I said, my right shoulder, I can now get it up even with the rest of my body here. It still tweaks a little bit, but hey, it's definitely improved. The hamstring, it's not 100% by any means, but it's improving. It's going to be really, I think, the left, what do you want to say, heel or leg or whatever, that I'm going to have to heal up. Kurt, we're 1 week away to launch the show. Well, I can't wait to see it, man. Make sure you give us all the information you can. Let's see, Bo. Hey, Kurt, what do you think about joining us at the tailgate party? He's in, Kurt, I want to say, is down south. I want to say one of the Carolinas. Don't hold me to that, but that sounds right. Amar, yay, Kurt, 100%. Yeah, I can't wait to see the show. JDC, Broski Bear, I'm scared, question mark. Here's a thought. It was the coffee, yes. And I think, man, the Bears might have to be scared, but I think it'll be a good matchup between the Lions, the Bears, the Packers, maybe even the Vikings, too. I think every NFC North game, whoever's playing whoever, is probably going to be a pretty good contest. Okay, dude. What time do you plan on starting your show? That's a good question. Let's see what they say, or what he says. But with 14-3, that would be, man, Bo, that would be a real good season. Kurt, Bo, it will be hard due to the fact that I live in North Carolina. Man, just come on. It's a short little flight or road trip. Hop on the moped and start, going cross country, man. Let's see, Kurt, maybe we can live stream you in. Yeah, we'll bring you in on the live stream. Chuck E. Cheese. We did beat Dallas, so we should have had 13 wins. That is true. Alea Rose, what do you got? Good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke crew. Lions record to be 13 wins, 4 losses. Sold. I will take that. That'd be great. Let's see. Kurt, possibly. All right. Let's see. His Lope, what do you got? Good morning, Dan, Duke crew. Go Lions. There you go, Dan. And a good morning to you, too. Hopefully have an outstanding one. Don Kelly Stafford is a bimbo. Oh, darts being thrown. Throwing your husband under the bus. I didn't check out the news story, but I did see it hit yesterday, something about her, and somebody was taking shots at her because of something she said, but again, I didn't get an opportunity to read it. All right, Lions record 13-4. Woo! I will go with that, and that would be just a dang good year. See, Don Burr, when we play the Rams week 1, Kelly thought we were cruel then. Imagine the chance this time after telling us you slept with the backup to get back at Matthew. Wow. Yeah, and now that you guys pointed that out, yeah, I did point out I think it was in the 5 news stories or 5 news headlines now a couple days ago, something about that. Man, well, it is what it is, man. I feel like this was an episode or something that happened in Major League, if you guys remember that movie, something along those lines. Let's see, Broski, Matthew, the Chuck, yeah, Stafford, it could be a lot of truth to that. Could be a lot of truth. All right, Bo, with all due respect, Dan, dating someone back in the day didn't mean sleeping with them. Yeah, Don, 100%. Yes, maybe they didn't. Wingo is going to be a third-string rotational guy. Chill, guys. Yeah, it could be, 100%. The old me, yes, I would say we'll wait and see what happens. Again, it is a slower time of the year where people are looking for headlines and stories, but maybe there'll be more to them than that. But you're probably right. Be cautious. All right, Doug, I think we are working too hard. Hot town, summer in the city. We'll have plenty of football once it starts. Preseason and regular season, college, bowls, and playoffs. Enjoy the woods. Yeah, go out and have a little bit of fun this summer. Go and take your time, and hey, NFL season will be here before you know it. Phil, good morning. Good morning, Phil, and thanks for all you're doing with the Duke Crew guitar. Can't wait to see it, man. I'd say, Doug, woos and doos. There you go. Now, that could be a title for a show. Woos and doos. Don Burr, Bo, I take it you haven't clicked on the story of her telling the world she slept with a backup to piss Stafford off, huh? That I didn't know it got to that extent. I'll be honest, Don. So yeah, maybe I did not catch that part. See, Bo, I left the cities behind because of hot summers. There, all right. Bo, did she say she slept with a guy or went on a date? That I don't know. Let's see, Don. Bo, the story is all over YouTube. I suggest you click on it before jumping out the window. Laughing out loud, she has always been a toxic media attention seeker. Don't throw and seeker. You didn't throw in your in-house business on the internet, period. Yeah, I would go with you there, man, especially when you're someone that can command so much of the spotlight. Keep some of that stuff in-house, man. Nobody really needs to know about it, but Kelly Stafford does seem to enjoy mixing the pot, or what do you want to say, bringing some attention to different topics from time to time. But while Don, yeah, 100%. JDC, health and injuries, may the gods smile nicely upon the Lions. I would agree with that, man. I agree with that. Keep us healthy. Mom Marker, wow, that's a hell of a record, Coach. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky, man. Just one thing I learned early, I think I've told you guys on the show before, is you learn from different coaches, different sports. I learned a lot from boxing coaches. I learned a lot from football coaches, basketball coaches, et cetera, et cetera. And you try to find the normality. Here's somebody who's successful in this sport or business or industry, and this one. What were the commonalities that made him that way? And Paul Westphal was another big one. I know I've given the story on the show before. Like, I went out and worked one of his camps in the it had to be earlier mid-'90s when he was with the Denver Broncos. He'd already left Loyola Marymount and all that stuff. And, found out which bar he went to, hung out there until finally got to talk with him. And just the amount of aggressiveness he coached offense and defense with, practices and stuff, I applied all that. And just different levels of play, you really can make a big impact on games. I can tell you the first time I went over and coached in China, first time we dropped like 150, 170 in basketball on a team, all the people that thought, who is this guy? This offense looks stupid or whatever. Yeah, I became a hot topic. A lot of people wanting to buy me dinner and sit and talk about how you do it because basically just speed up the game a ton. But anyways, that's a story for a different time. But yeah, I've been pretty lucky there, Miles Marker. Broski Bear, I just realized Matthew, the Chuck Stafford, has 4 daughters with her, 4 daughters and no sons. That's a beta to the max. I'll go with that 100%. Let's see, Don, 4 daughters and your mom is on the internet telling the world how she got with her. Yeah, well, okay, well, let's just move on from this one. Moonscar, Don, laughing out loud. Mama Stafford, the team player. Yes, she's not a player, but she crushes a lot apparently. JDC, Bo Booth, a live stream for the tailgate party would be great for the folks who can't be there. Now that's some good outside of the box thinking. Maybe we can do, we will do a show if we have the tailgate party. We'll try to do a live stream. That way, anybody who can't come out, let's see if we can make it happen, guys. Phil, her car was the backup's dorm room late at night. I think some sleeping was not going on. It could be, man. Hey, I don't really know Kelly Stafford, but maybe she was just a very popular person. I'd say Moonscar, the days of youth gone wild. Yes, 100%. We are the youth gone wild. Bo, chemistry of the past. Yes. JDC, Kelly Stafford. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, there we go. And apparently there she went. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Go ahead and get some stuff done. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. If you could take a quick second of time, hit the thumbs up button. As you guys know, it probably helps the channel a lot. Try to get each video to 200 to 300 thumbs up. So if you can help out, if you're interested in stocks or any of that stuff, as you guys probably know, winners and losers, housing and the stocks in the housing market. It's the other show I now run. Just starting off, I'll put out a quick video around 9 o'clock for about 5 minutes. Do another one, if possible, somewhere in the middle of the day, as long as my work schedule allows it. And then one probably around like 4 or so in the day. So come on over, check it out. As the channel grows, I'll put out educational videos on there. Not live streams, but educational videos where, hey, here's some different things if you want to get into day trading, whatever, to start paying attention to. Here's some terms. Here's some tools you want to use, stuff like that. So, all right, guys, take care. Enjoy your day. A few more here. Miles Margaret, all Lions. Happy trails. Go Lions. Victory, 100%. Bo, happy trails to you. All done and dusted. See y'all tomorrow. Answer 14. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good show, Coach. I hope you and the Duke crew have a great day. Same to you. Paint it. Yes, yeah. Paint it. Yeah, 100%, Phil. Moonscar later all. Thanks for being a part of my day. Stay safe. And we'll see you later. Hey, go cheer on those Red Wolves tonight. We have our last scrimmage of the summer tonight at Otsego. And Phil is done in the guitar body, waiting on some stickers. Hey, can't wait to see it, man. Can't wait to see it. All right, guys, go enjoy your days. We'll see you on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.